Hi everyone, my name is Mandy and I'm a full-time reseller. On today's video, I am going to go over how I use the service ThredUp for my reselling business. I am recording this video on January 9th of 2025. I feel like every time I put out a ThredUp video, something changes. They're continuously changing how they run their website. I did use this website a lot more in probably 2020 to 2022. They have just kind of really changed things, in my opinion, that does not fit my business model. But there are a couple things I wanted to go over, some of the changes with the bags that you can send in, or the boxes, how I personally look for inventory on ThredUp I will go over, and then also just kind of an overview of the website if you are completely new. I do have a link if you want to sign up for ThredUp. I believe I'll pop it up here. I think it's like 45% off and maybe free shipping. I can't remember exactly what it is. There are limitations on that code. You can't use it for like rescue boxes, and there might be some other things. If you are completely new to ThredUp, it is pretty much like an online thrift store. You gather the stuff from your house or wherever. They only take clothing, shoes, and accessories, women's and children's, and they will go through it, determine what they want to list on the site. They list it, then people can shop for a certain amount of time. Your items will stay up, then they are taken down and put in mystery boxes or whatever they do with it. How I'm currently using ThredUp in my reselling business to sell to them. They do have a couple different options. I'm going to go over that in a moment, but for the most part, ThredUp is like the end of the line for me. I will send them the items that I know they'll take in the certain brand categories, and they'll do whatever they are going to do with them. If I get money, great. If I don't, at least it's out of my house. At that point, I have tried every other option for the item. I have listed it myself. I have brought it to Plato's. It's maybe been in a rummage sale. So this is just like my final ditch effort on making any money. In years past, I used to actually source for ThredUp. There were certain brands I knew it could get quite a bit for. You used to not have to pay to get your items back. So it was kind of like you would send it, see if it would sell. If it didn't, then you'd bring it back, then send it back to them. So it was just kind of like this whole game with ThredUp. Now that just doesn't really seem to be the case. So that is how I use it for selling to them. So if you are looking to send in your items to them, there are 3 different options. The first one right now, they have a half off the fee. I believe it was until the end of January 2025. So originally it's $14.99. That is if you use your own box. I believe there was a fee if you wanted to have one of their big poly mailers sent to you. Personally, I think a box is better. You can fit more in it. I think that there is a limitation on the size of the box. It can't be bigger than like 20 by 20 by 20, I think is like the cutoff, and it can't be more than 30 pounds. So normally it's $14.99. Right now it is $7.49. They are saying here your typical earnings after that fee would be about $10 to $60. The average items listed, they're saying, is 60 to 80%. Processing time is 6 to 7 weeks. I would say that that is fairly true. I have a few that I sent in at the end of October and November, and they're just kind of now starting to get processed. So it definitely is taking that longer amount of time. The listing window has also changed since the last time I've made a video about this. It used to be 90 days. Now it is 30 to 45 days in the standard kit. And a buyer discount cap, there is none. So if you are someone that has ever been on ThredUp before, you know they are constantly running sales, sometimes up to 70% off the sale price. So something could be listed for 70% off, and that is all going to be deducted from your earnings, not ThredUp. So keep that in mind on things that you're sending in. They do offer this premium kit. I have not done it. I do have some items I'm kind of holding to the side because I do want to try it and just kind of see how it is. This one, the fee deduction is going to be $34.99. That's kind of why I've been like, no, I'm not going to, pay them that much, because most of the items I'm sending them is just stuff that were bad buys, people don't really want, that kind of thing. So I don't want to invest a whole bunch of money into that. But they are saying your typical earnings after that fee is $50 to $150. Average items listed 90 to 100%. The processing time there is only 2 weeks. I don't know if that's true. Like I said, I haven't sent one of these boxes in. that one you will get a longer listing window time frame. So you'll get 60 to 90 days, and then the buyer discount cap is only 20%. So a buyer can only get 20% off of that item. With the premium, we'll go over that in a moment. I will show you some of the brands that are for that. So you can't just send anything in. It's certain brands, like a higher tier, I guess you could say, of brands. So we'll look at that in just a moment. So keep in mind with all of this that your fee deduction will be taken out of your earnings. You are not upfront paying the fee or anything like that. So if you send in a bunch of stuff and maybe a bunch of it doesn't get listed at all and you chose not to have that returned to you and you only made, let's say, $8 total on your entire box. I've seen it happen before with people. At that point, you would only make, well, it's on sale right now, you'd make 11 cents. So you have to keep that in mind, that you have to make that money back before you're going to actually get any payment from ThredUp. So once you've decided on which bag you want to send in, you want to make sure that you are sending them items that they are going to accept. They do not take anything that has a bunch of pilling, fading, broken zippers, if it's altered, if it's missing a size tag. I think the only exception with that would be Lululemon. They also don't take men's, pajamas, intimates, jewelry, or formal gowns. Some formal gowns they have taken for me, but I think like the cutoff is like big poofy prom dresses that they do not take. So after you have sent them everything, you can pay additional fee to have the items returned to you that they decided not to list. I'd have to look it up, but I think it's around $10.99, $14.99, somewhere there. So then they will list the items for you. They deal with returns, sending the items out, any customer issues. Once an item is sent out, there is a return window. It can get returned back. And if someone does buy that again, then you will be able to get the payout for it. It doesn't like just keep getting returned and then sent out. It only gets one chance to do that. They do have little frequently asked questions here. They are saying right now what they're looking for are in-season items, women's size 10 and over, handbags, shoes, and popular brands. We'll go over the selling guide in just a minute here. So then it says what happens to unlisted or unsold items. It's saying that items can get marked down. You can get your items sent back. That is when you need to remember that if you are someone that is sending in like luxury brands or something that you want to get back, if that item does not sell within that amount of time, you need to make sure you are watching and you need to request to get it back, and it'll be $5.99 per item. Not like everything you want back in a clump. It's $5.99 per item to get back. So that is why I do not send them things that I want to get back ever, because I'm not going to pay that fee. Then it says reusing and recycling. I think this is pretty much just going over that whatever items that have gone through their window of time on the website, they get thrown in ThredUp boxes. Some items I think they just keep on the site and they get the money. I have seen that happen in the past. And then items that were sent in that are stained, broken, whatever, those also get thrown in those rescue boxes. So how long does it take? This is saying the shipping could take 1 to 2 weeks, processing 3 to 4, depending, listing 1 to 15 days, and then selling 4 to 8 weeks, depending on which kit you get. So now if we go to the selling guide, this is also telling you what they're kind of looking for here. It looks like spring styles. They're looking for spring items, activewear, dresses, blouses, sweaters, wide leg pants, lightweight jackets, shoes, linen, and florals. High demand items right now are large and plus sizes, handbags, sunglasses, shoes, dresses, and sweaters. Trending brands, Lululemon, Aviator Nation, Viore, Alo Yoga, Torrid, Lily Pulitzer, Suzanne. I mean, obviously everybody wants to find these items. So this is just going over so this is telling you when you're packing your box to just make sure to look at the items. We went over this already, that they're clean, there's no holes, no alterations. We did just look at the time frame for everything. So now if we go into pricing and earnings, They use an algorithm to price their items depending on how they have sold in the past. I think they're pretty fair. Obviously, some items heavily get discounted. It's similar to the Real. They don't want to hang on to everything. They want it to sell, so they are going to deeply discount items quickly. Here's a look at what the pay scale is. This has completely changed from the last video I made. They used to have a premium kit, I think it was called that, where the prices I think were higher. Everything is the same regardless if you get the standard kit or the premium kit or whatever they're calling it. If it sells for $5 to $19.99, you're going to make 15 cents to $2.99. You can read this whole amount here. If it's something that sells for over $200, you will get 80% of that sale. So obviously they want you to send in bigger items, things that are going to make more money, because you'll make more money. So over here, you can put in a different brand and category, and it will show you what your estimated earnings are. So I'm just going to put in one that I know they don't take, and it will probably say like ineligible. Okay, so we have Old Navy jeans, and we'll estimate it. It says this is not eligible for earnings. So if I put in Madewell and jeans, this will tell me what I could make. These are current items that have sold. So these sold for $37.99. This person got $8.34 for those. Okay, so a leather satchel, this is saying one sold for $138.99, you'd make $92.03. So this, obviously, you're going to make more money than a pair of Madewell jeans. So you can kind of play around with this to see if it's worth what you have. Here's a list of all of the ineligible brands. It's going to be like bottom tier. Some of them I don't quite agree with, like Aerie. That I feel like, moves pretty quickly, but like Maurice's, Mud, Shein, Wild Fable, Exhilaration. These are just the top ones. If you click down here, it will show you an entire list of what they are. For the most part, they normally don't take vintage items. Some they do. So looking at the brands that they will take for the premium bag. So if we click in here, it is telling me Kate Spade, Michael Kors, Lululemon, Everlane, Theory, Eileen Fisher, Vince, Gucci, BCBG, Max Arzria. With these bags, that's why I want to try it out. I don't know if they all have to be premium or if you just have to have some, like if they'll still list the other ones that are maybe a little bit lower. So that I am going to try here in the near future. If you are someone that has done the premium bag, please let me know in the comments below how that's working. So now let's say you've sent your bag in, they've listed everything, people have bought what they were going to buy, and it's past the window, and now you have credits. So these are your options on how you can get paid from ThredUp. One option is you can go to the brand credit and get a gift card. You're going to get 15 to 10%, I think, bonus money from these companies like Kate Spade, Gap, Athleta, Fabletics. You're just going to get credit to buy from that company. That's an option if you want to buy something, resell it, or buy something for yourself. You can cash out using Stripe or PayPal. Or another option is to donate your money. And it looks like the only option right now is this breast cancer awareness group. So those are your three options to get your money out. Now I will show you some of the bags that I have. Like I said, it's been taking quite a while for them. So we will quick scroll down here. These just got processed, so we're not going to look at that. This one was processed on 9/26, so we can look at what items sold and for how much. These Prana dress pants, I got $8.31, an Elizabeth and James casual dress, $15.25, an Alma leather bag, $5.58, Dr. Scholl's shoes, $2.54, an outdoor research shirt, only 73 cents, Land's End, $1.47, a Nine West cocktail dress, this was new with tags, $2.08. So as you can tell, the majority of the stuff that I am sending in, I'm getting anywhere from like $1 to $5. There's a couple things that are outliers, like this Johnny Was casual skirt. I only got $4.73, but I couldn't sell it on my own and I was tired of looking at it. So that's kind of how I look at it, is I know that I'm going to get not very much unless I'm sending something big in. Now I will go over shopping on ThredUp. You can find some really good deals. So if you go to the shop section, they have a whole bunch of different filters and things you can use. You can look at women, premium, designer, shoes, handbags, all of those are options. You can go down here, it'll kind of show you things that are trending. This is this season's top picks. I think they have a new style chat where you say like, I'm looking for a blue top, and it'll find you stuff. You can go by brand. But I am going to show you kind of what I do to look for items. I'm just going to put in dresses. So now I have dresses put in on the top, and then on the side, you can do a whole bunch of different filters. So you can look at items that are anywhere from 20 to 70% off. You can change it by style, skirt length, brand, price, condition, pattern, material, any of that. So this will kind of show you what we're looking for. So let's just do the 70% off and see. So here's an Eloquii dress. It is a size 16 for $13.50. That really isn't what I'm looking for to resell. There's a Show Me Your Moo dress. That one's $30. A Trina Turk dress, $30. This Maeve dress, it's pretty outdated. A Torrid dress for $9.90. This is a good way to learn new brands too. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that looks like maybe it could be expensive. And so I will look it up on Poshmark or eBay and just kind of see. Here's an All Saints cocktail dress for $22.20. That would maybe be one to kind of look into. So even if you do find something and maybe it's not as cheap as you want it to be, obviously once we hit 70% off, it's not going to go any lower. But if you were in some of the smaller amounts, you can save it and then it will be a favorite on your page. So you can kind of keep checking to see if it's gone down in price. So this is my big secret on shopping on ThredUp. In years past, I don't know when they changed to this, but if you looked up assorted brands, we'll do dresses again. Before, they never took a picture of the tag. It would only be like front, back of the dress. So over here on the side, we're going to keep all the discounts open just so we can kind of see some more stuff. And then I'm going to go into this material section here and probably linen and silk, 100%. That is going to give me an idea that the dress could be worth more than, you know, some sort of cheap company. Okay, so now that we have all of our filters in, we will look over here. So keep in mind that ThredUp doesn't always recognize all brands. So there could be a really expensive one that maybe they've never heard of before and they will just default it to assorted brand. So here I'm just kind of looking for style. This one we'll just kind of click into it and see. So this one does have a tag. It's Soul in Sunna. I've never heard of that before, but I can look that up on my Poshmark and see if it's worth something. In years past, I would have to go through on my phone and I would Google Lens it. So I would take a picture of it, Google Lens it, and see if it would pull up anything. Sometimes I could find some decent brands that way. So this one I don't know. Let's see. Another good category to do this for are jeans and shoes. The shoes are a little bit harder because they don't always show the actual brand. That one you might need to use Google Lens on. Let's just see what this one is. That looks like a cheap brand. So this is definitely not going to be like a super quick way to get inventory, but if you have some time and you want to look through this stuff, you could definitely find some good deals doing this, even for yourself. Because I have found quite a few cool looking vintage dresses. Let me see if it'll let me go up to my favorited ones. So these are all the items that I'm kind of waiting on to see if they will go down anymore. Quite a few of them have already sold. This one I was looking at, this dress I had looked at, someone bought it before I did. I think it went for like $30. So definitely more than what I wanted to pay to resell, but this would be a great style to pick up. I don't know this brand, Jubin Studio. It looks like an older tag, but as you can see over here, over 240 people liked this dress. So it's another way that you can try and find inventory online. It's like I said, it's definitely not the quickest way. You can also find some good deals like Lululemon, things like that you can find at a pretty good deal. I don't know that all of it would be enough for resale, but if you kind of know some of your more designer brands and how to tell if they are real or fake, that could be an option as well. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I will put my link below, and it looks like you will get 45% off plus free shipping on their first order, but it can't be the rescue boxes and certain other items. And then I will get a little bit of a kickback as well. So if that is something you're interested in and you want to kind of shop on ThredUp, you haven't before, you can definitely find some great deals. I am putting this video out in January of 2025. Like I said earlier, in a couple months, this video could be completely outdated just because ThredUp is constantly changing what they're doing and how their rules are for selling. I will say one thing that I'm very interested in, and I am on a waiting list. This could definitely change my reselling business if it goes through and it's what I think it's going to be. They are offering some sellers the option to pretty much, I don't know how it's going to work, but you are taking your own photos, you're making your own listings, and you are mailing out the items, but they are giving you like labels, I'm assuming. It says here, take photos of your item, add the brand, size, quality, price, and any special details. Your item stays listed until it sells or you unlist it, which that's great. It says once your item sells, use the prepaid shipping label sent to your email. And then this is the part that's great. It says there are no selling fees. So what you earn is yours to keep for all items listed yourself. So I'm on the wait list here. I don't really know how that's benefiting them, like, at all. I understand that I'd be doing all the work, but they're housing, my photos and everything and the listings. Maybe it's just that until they kind of figure it out and open it up to more people. I'm definitely excited to potentially have that opportunity to do that because there are so many people that shop on ThredUp. And especially certain brands that I know sell well here always go quickly and for quite a bit. Some of those brands are Tommy Hilfiger for some reason. Ralph Lauren dresses do very well. Some of the more mature brands like Chico's and stuff like that move very quickly here as opposed to when I sell them. So that would completely change what I could do if I could use ThredUp as a platform to sell on. I don't currently have that option right now. Like I said, I'm on the wait list. If and when I ever get to do it, I will definitely make a video about it. If you are someone that has or is doing that, please let me know how that's going. So I hope I was able to answer some questions maybe you had about the ThredUp kits. Things are always changing on ThredUp, so if you are someone that has never tried it before or doesn't send in a lot of boxes frequently, I would suggest just kind of taking a peek at the website before you would, just to make sure that nothing has changed. They could be adding more brands to the ineligible list, so that's something to also think about. So if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to give it a like. It really helps out the channel and I really appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!